these are some popular book talk books I don't think you should take anyone else's opinion on. I feel like these books get so much hate for no reason, and are definitely ones you need to read yourself and make your own opinion on. First is If You've Been With Me, and this book gets so much hate, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone makes it out to be. Yes, I will admit it can be cringy at times, but it's young adult, and I feel like that's kind of expected in a young adult book. But beyond that, I personally think it beautifully captures the emotional rollercoaster of teenage love, and it's definitely worth the read. Next is Magnolia Parks, and people tend to hate this because of the miscommunication trope and the cheating trope. That's not a spoiler, by the way. I feel like if you're someone who really truly despises books that have those in, don't read this. But if you're someone where you don't like that but you can move past it, definitely read it. I didn't like those tropes, but I got sucked in. I feel like the toxicity that is in this book is more so in like a Chuck and Blair type of way. I think it's so engaging and it feels like you're getting the inside scoop of the London elites. It's fun, dramatic, and really, really easy to get lost into. Next is Icebreaker, and this book gets so much unnecessary hate. Yes, it's quite smutty, but it's definitely not as bad as people make it out to be. I absolutely love the characters, how in-depth they're written. It's honestly just a fast-paced, fun read, and I think you'll get hooked on it quickly. Next is Shatter Me, and I do think it's the type of book where you'll either love or hate the series. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I was surprised by how much I absolutely loved it. The enemies to lovers dynamic is as great as everyone else makes it out to be. You do have to wait a few books to get to that, which I think does put people off, but I think Juliet's story coming up to that is worth the reading itself. Last of all is The Cruel Prince. Now, lots of people hate this series because I feel like it's marketed so much as an enemies to lovers like romantasy, but that is not what it is at all, and people get completely thrown off by that. The enemies to lovers is such a side plot. All the romance is like an itsy bitsy side plot. It's mostly heavily fantasy based, and I feel like if you're not a real fantasy reader, you'll probably really struggle with it, which a lot of people do. I will always recommend this book though, because I feel like if you go into it thinking, okay, romantasy is a side plot, let's just read the book for what it is, it's such a good story, and the parts where there is like romance and enemies to lovers between Jude and Cardan is perfect. But yeah, again, it's one that you really need to read for yourself and make your own opinions on.